Hey, Leonard, if you're happy and you know it, no need to clap your hands because I have an emotion detector.
How's it working out?
Yeah, surprisingly well.
That's great. I'm happy for you.
What? Hold on. What, you are? Aren't you sweet?
What's that? Are you working on your resume?
No, it's my brother's. I'm trying to help him get a job out here.
Ooh, and that makes Leonard angry.
No, it doesn't.
But, Leonard, please. I know an angry face when I see it. It's this red frowny guy on my phone.
Are you really upset about Randall coming?
No.
Yes.
I said no.
Dude, it's like you're twins.
Leonard, if you're mad about this, just tell me.
Fine. You invited your drug dealer brother to stay with us for God knows how long and didn't bother to ask me first.
He's my brother. I didn't think I needed your permission.
Well, hey, now she's angry too. This thing works like gangbusters.
I'm not saying you have to ask my permission, but you could have talked to me about it before you said it was okay.
Like you talked to me about your gaming room?
Our gaming room. I was gonna put a scented candle in it.
He's still mad.
Stop enjoying their fight.
You first.
If you were this upset, why didn't you say so when I first told you?
Because I didn't want to sound like a jerk.
Well, you sound like one now. I don't see the big deal if my brother comes and stays for a while.
If you get him a job, he's gonna live here forever.
He would get his own place.
Has he ever had his own place?
Yes!
Did it have a metal toilet next to the bed?
It still counts. You know how? Is this any different from you making me live with Sheldon?
Hey, I shared my Honey Nut Cheerios with you.
You gave me a bill at the end of every month.
Stay out of this. You and your stupid machine started this fight.
You are lucky that this feelings machine doesn't have feelings.
Come on, Sheldon, let's go.
Gladly. Can we storm out?
I think it loses its impact if we're chatting about it.
Fine, I'll just give him the finger. Yes?
We owe you an apology.
It's fine. You needed a suitcase. I wasn't home. You borrowed a suitcase.
That was 6 years ago. I'm talking about tonight.
Oh. Well, I thought we were going in order.
Look, we got really angry at each other and you just got caught in the middle of it.
And sorry about the suitcase.
Well, you should be. Your socks were still in it. I had to throw it away. Anyway, I trust that you've resolved your conflict.
Yes, we're fine.
Penny's gonna call her dad and tell him it's not a good time for Randall to visit.
Hopefully he won't be too upset.
Oh, you're his little girl. He can't stay mad at you.
He won't be mad at me. I mean, you're the one who doesn't want my brother to come, so.
So you're gonna throw me under the bus?
Oh, I'm gonna throw you so hard I might actually win a stuffed animal.
Guys, it sounds like you're getting angry again.
That's because we are.
Yes! I don't need an emotion machine. I am one.
Hey everybody, welcome to our online service, week number 2, Vibes, talking about our emotions and things that can just weigh on us with our emotions, the thoughts and feelings. It's such a good series. So glad that you have joined us online today for week number 2. Welcome. I hope you enjoyed our countdown thanks to The Big Bang Theory. I love that TV show. It's quite funny, and Sheldon is perfectly with not knowing how to handle emotions, and so that was a great countdown for us leading us into today. But let's do some announcements really fast so that we can kind of catch you up to speed on what's going on in our world. Now, because of our church board decision, we are not going to be meeting on campus in person until February 7th. That is the target date of when we're going to go resume back on all in-campus opportunities, services, things like that. So what we want you to know, Pastor Andrew and I have thought and prayed about this idea. We're going to combine our discipleship groups for 3 weeks. So instead of having them separate guy and girl groups, we're going to meet together. We're going to have a Bible study at 7:30 on Tuesday nights starting yesterday. So if you're joining us online, you missed the first one, but next week, combining again for the next 2 weeks. So these are the dates we're going to be combining our discipleship groups together to have an in-person gathering at my house. that date is. The dates are the 19th, the 26th of January, and February 2nd. So obviously the 19th has already happened. You missed that one, but you're online here with us now, which is awesome. But you have 2 more opportunities to be together once a week. We're going to do that for about the time period that we need to be online only. We're meeting at the house to just give some opportunity for students who are healthy, who are feeling fine, who haven't been around anybody who's been sick. We're giving that opportunity for those students to come together and build community and have connection and do a Bible study and even talk about things that we could do in our community to help those in need during this time. So that's what the next few weeks is going to look like. We want you to be a part of that. We want you to be there with us in person. But if you don't feel okay with that, maybe you still aren't sure about being in person, maybe your parents aren't sure with you being in person still, then this is your opportunity to connect and to be together. Thank you so much for coming online, letting us know in the comment section below. We want to know you're here. We want to know who is here. We want to celebrate you joining us and connecting with us online. So make sure that you are doing that for us. We want to be able to connect with you. So real quick, let me do some more announcements. So that is Tuesday nights for the next 3 weeks. Wednesday nights, we're all online just like this. And then I also want to talk about Winter Retreat. District Winter Retreat is coming up February 12th through the 15th. And we need you to sign up. The VIP signups are over, which means the prices increased slightly, but not a lot. And we need you to sign up by February 5th. If you do not sign up by February 5th, we will not be going as a youth group to District Winter Retreat. Right now, there is only one person that I'm aware of that's signed up student-wise, and we need more. Due to the housing situation at the campground and travel and all that kind of stuff, we need more people to come. So if you would like for us to continue to do fun things like District Winter Retreat and things like that, we need you to sign up by February 5th, which is next Friday, I believe, or 2 Fridays from now. So you have a couple weeks, but make sure you sign up. Make sure you sign up because I don't want to have to pull the cord on District Winter Ski Retreat. It's going to be a lot of fun. You won't want to miss that. Now coming up in February, there's a few things to look forward to. We of course have the retreat that I mentioned. We will have a SWO Night of Praise on the 27th, I believe, of February. It's a Sunday night. And a lot more, hopefully, in-person gatherings. But because we're doing something in person, we're starting a new series called More to the Story. It's our love, sex, and dating series. We don't want you to miss that. Please be a part of that. We can't wait to see you in person on Tuesday nights for the next 3 weeks, and then hopefully Tuesday and Wednesday, split again, and then together on Wednesdays starting after February 7th. That's the goal. So thanks so much for joining us online. Let's do some worship together. This is me, a pre-recording, a song that I did during the heart of the pandemic. I hope you enjoy. Let's worship together.
Mountains are still being moved. Strongholds are still being loosed. God, we believe. Yes, we can see. The wonders are still what you do. Bodies are still being raised. Giants are still being slain. God, we believe. Yes, we can see it. Wonders are still what you do. We are here for you. Come and do what you do. We are here for you. Come and do what you do. Set our hearts on you. Come and do what you do, 'cause we need to move. still being slain. God, we believe it. Yes, we can see it. Wonders are still what you do. We are here for you. Come and do what you do. We are here for you. Come and do what you do. Set our hearts on you. Come and do what you do. 'Cause we need a move. We need a move. We need a move. We need a move. Miracles happen when you move. Healing is coming in this room. Miracles happen when you move. Heaven is coming. Miracles happen when you move. Healing is coming in this room. Miracles happen when you move. Heaven is coming. This is a move. Oh, this is a move. This is a move. Oh, this is a move. We need a move. We need a move. We are here for you. Come and do what you do. We are here for you. Come and do what you do. Set our hearts on you. Come and do what you do. 'Cause we need a move. We need a move. Mountains are still being moved. Strongholds are still being loosed. God, we believe it. Yes, we can see it. Wonders are still what you do. Bodies are still being raised. Giants are still being slain. God, we believe it. Yes, we can see that wonders are still what you do. We are here for you. Come and do what you do. We are here for you. Come and do what you do. Set our hearts on you. Come and do what you do. 'Cause we need a move. We need a move. This is a move. This is a move. We need a move. We need a
Thank you so much for worshiping with us today. Thank you so much for coming online and participating. Next week, we're going to have a fun worship time together. I found something that I think you will enjoy, but you'll have to wait till next week to figure out what that is during our worship section. You want to play a game now? Let's play a game. This is a really fun game I think you're going to enjoy. Welcome to TikTok Tussle, everybody. This is a fun game where you get to play a game where you get to pick between two TikToks and you get to guess which one has had the most views. Okay? So I'm going to show you two TikToks and you get to decide which one has had the most views. Number 1 or number 2, and you get to vote. The way you vote is by filling out below in the comment section so we know before I say something before I say the answer. So like if I say the answer then you comment, like I will know that you're just doing that backwards. So make sure you comment before so we can make sure that you get a gift card. Now I'm going to put 2 gift cards on the line. If you get all 7 questions right, there are more than 7 questions to this game, so we can play this again. But if you get all 7 questions right, I'll give you 2 gift cards. But I gotta see proof below. Okay, here's the first question. Here we go. Oh my. These guys are going through a car wash. All right. Interesting. Interesting, okay. Wow, that took some time. Number 1 or number 2? Which one got most views? Number 1 or number 2? Comment below right now. I'm going to show you the answer in just a second. Here we go. Number 1 or number 2? Number 1, 1.5 million views. That's a lot of views. All right, here's question number 2. Comment before. Here we go. Oh. Ha! Mail lady caught him. That's funny. Mail lady caught. Oh, is that Will Smith? That is Will Smith. Oh. Nice. Will Smith on the TikTok action. Which one got more views? Now these are in the millions. So this one was a little bit harder. Which one do you think got number 1, the girls and the mail lady, or Will Smith? Here we go. Definitely Will Smith. Number 2, Will Smith got more views, 14.7 million views. All right, question number 3. Here we go. Okay. Sweet tea and some waffle fries. Nice. Chick-fil-A sauce on the side. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Cute, cute, okay. Oh, Olaf. Nice. That took a while. Cool, cool, cool. Number 1 or number 2? I personally like number 1 better, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm not saying number 1 won. I'm just saying I like that one better between the 2, but the girls are cute too, so here's the answer. Here we go. Oh, number 2, 400,000 views versus, that was close, 10,000 off. All right, question number 4.
Look at my happy guy. Oh, just a happy guy. Oh, just a look at that, oh, the happy dog. Oh, just a happy.
Okay, dog.
I like it, no matter what. I don't like it.
Okay, Santa Claus trying to eat a salad, but instead he's a cookie, or a happy dog. Which one do you think got more views? Answer now. The answer is number 1 got more views, 1.3 million views versus 170,000. All right, question number 5 out of 7. We're almost done. Here we go. That's hilarious. Cat licking. Okay. Oh, another cat video. Okay. Which cat video got more views? The little kitten or the adult cat? Which one? Oh, this was a blowout, by the way. Number 1 or number 2? Please submit your answer in the comments below. Here is the correct answer. It is number 1, 2.7 million views. The little kitten licking is hilarious. I would have picked that one myself too. All right, last 2 questions. Here we go. Ooh, Surfer Dude. Wish I could do that.
And that's why we always practice in the tractors.
And I wish I could do that too. Talent. Man, which one got more views? Number 1, Surfer Dude, or number 2, Trampoline Artist? Comment below. Here we go. Let's see which one get it. Oh, this is a blowout. 9.6 million views versus 375K. That's pretty big odds. Trampoline won that one for sure. Last question of the day. Here we go. Hope you win.
Hey, Mom,
Yes?
quick question for you.
Hey, what is it this time?
What is a vampire's favorite breed of dog?
I have no idea, Shaq.
A bloodhound.
That's so cheesy.
Okay. Dog or cat with an orange helmet. Okay. Cat with an orange helmet or a dog? Which one do you think it is? Number 1, number 2, this is the very last question. Remember, if you get them all right, you get 2 gift cards. If you just get most of them right versus everybody else, you get 1 gift card. And no one gets anything if you don't play. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Number 2, 1.6 million for the cat with the orange hat. Thank you so much for playing TikTok Tussle with me. Please, let's check the comments below. If you commented your answers, you have a chance to win a gift card. Let's check that, and let's get back to some more fun. All right, thanks for playing our crazy game TikTok Tussle. Thank you so much for being a part of today's online service. We are going to jump right in to our service today about vibes. And today we want you to know this. Out of everything that you hear, we want you to know, because of Jesus, anger does not have to be the boss of you. Do not let your anger control you. It is an emotion that you can control, and we don't want you to be controlled by your anger. Check this out. Listen to this message. We'll be back afterwards to talk about it some more.
Let's talk about road rage. If you have your license, maybe you've experienced it personally. You've probably been in the car with someone who has raged while driving. Or maybe you've been in a car with someone and another driver was raging at you. Maybe you've never experienced road rage, but you've encountered hallway rage. I just made that term up. Hallway rage would be when you bumped into someone between classes and they dropped their phone. And then they get really mad and frustrated at you. Or maybe you remember a time when someone cut in front of you in the lunch line and you told them off. On the road or in the hallway, we all know that kind of rage. Even if you don't yell at someone or act rude with someone at school, you probably know the feeling of that kind of rage inside of you. You may not call it rage, and you may not call it anger, but you get the idea. Maybe you'd say that you're frustrated. When your sister shrinks your favorite shirt in the wash, you aren't mad, you're frustrated. When your stepdad grounds you for the weekend, you aren't angry, you're frustrated. Why? Because we don't like to think of ourselves as having an anger problem. But let's be honest, is there a difference between being mad and being frustrated? I mean, is there really a difference between road rage and road frustration? We're in this series called Vibes, and we're talking about the emotions and feelings we experience and how to name them for what they are. But we're also talking about keeping those vibes from controlling us. And it all starts by figuring out what's going on inside of us. because that's where our emotions come from. And one of the emotions that definitely shows up from inside of us is anger. The thing about anger is it doesn't always look the same. Sometimes it means yelling at someone or losing your temper. That's how we normally think of it. But sometimes it means giving someone the silent treatment. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes when someone is mad at you and they're not saying a word, it's way worse. In fact, maybe you're really good at giving people the silent treatment. Not only is it a way for you to process your anger, it's a way for you to control the situation. You hold the power because you withhold the words. Even more complicated, not all anger is bad. There's the anger we feel when we see injustices, when we see things like certain groups of people being treated unfairly, causes that we care about not being taken seriously, racism, people who don't have clean water, or people who don't take care of the planet. When we see these things happening in the world that aren't right, it's a good thing to get angry. So sometimes anger is helpful, and other times it's destructive. Either way, it's a powerful emotion. So what can we possibly do to get this vibe under control? We're going to look at a passage from the book of James in the New Testament. James was the brother of Jesus, but when Jesus was alive and walked the earth, James didn't follow him. It was only after Jesus was crucified and came back to life that James was convinced. Eventually, James became a leader in the early church. He lived in Jerusalem, and he wrote a letter primarily to Jewish Christians. It's a letter full of wisdom. And in that section we're going to look at today, James offers a principle that may sound a little too simple at first. But hang in there, because if you and I can learn to do this, it'll change everything. James starts by saying this: "Who is wise and understanding among you?" We hear the word wise a lot, but we may not really focus on what it means. Wise is different from smart. You can be born smart, but wisdom is earned. If you're wise, you take what you've experienced and learn from it. You understand that life is connected and that actions have consequences. And James is saying, this is important, and I want to make sure you get it, because here's what's next. He continues, "Let them show it by their good life, by deeds done in the humility that comes from wisdom." So James is making a connection here. He's saying that wise people are humble. And what does humility look like? It starts with a proper view of yourself, where you don't see yourself as the exception to the rules. You don't think the world revolves around you and your desires. You don't think that you deserve better treatment than everyone else. You don't see everyone else as a means to an end for what you want. James is saying that wise people don't do these things. He continues, "But if you harbor bitter envy and selfish ambition in your hearts, do not boast about it or deny the truth." Harbor basically means to let something stick around. If you let stuff stay with you that makes you think you're better or more important, don't deny it. Call it out. Don't pretend to be fine. And then James says this: "For where you have envy and selfish ambition, there you find disorder and every evil practice." Let's say it a different way. When pride or arrogance gets lodged inside of us, it comes out in our actions. Not exactly great news. But he doesn't leave us hanging. A couple verses later, he asks, "What causes fights and quarrels among you?" I bet I could stop right there and everyone would have an answer to that question. Parents with unrealistic rules, younger siblings that won't stop being annoying, friends that don't text back, a stepdad that acts like he's always right, people with obnoxious TikTok accounts. We all have an answer outside of us that causes the problems among us. But James isn't buying it. He answers his own question by saying, "Don't they come from your desires that battle within you?" In other words, your mom may drive you crazy and your little brother may be annoying. But what causes the arguments? It's not them, it's you. Or more specifically, what's in you. And this is a big deal, because as long as we think the problem is someone else, their behavior, their character, their mistake, we'll never deal with the anger problem that's inside of us. We think the problem is people not doing things our way. But James is saying the problem is that we want to get our way. But as long as we think the problem is outside of us, we'll never take care of what's inside of us. You may disagree, because maybe you feel like the things you want are things that have to be earned. Things like freedom, respect, trust, and responsibility. And when you don't get the things that you feel like you've earned, it doesn't seem fair. And you're right. But James isn't talking about what's fair and what isn't. He's saying that if you want to get to the root of your frustration and anger, you need to be willing to admit that the problem is in you. The problem is when you don't get what you think you deserve. So what do? Well, we have to change the script. When other people aren't acting like we think they should, or we aren't getting what we want or think we deserve, we have to change what we say. Instead of saying, he's being selfish, she's being annoying, or they're being rude, instead, we say, you know what the problem is? I'm not getting what I want. I understand that this sounds terrible, but I'm telling you, when you start doing this, your relationships will change. Your frustration level changes. Your anger changes. Why? Because you're no longer looking to other people as a reason for why you feel the way you feel. As long as you're looking to other people as the reason for feeling the way you do, other people have control of your emotions. On the other hand, when you start admitting that the problem is that you're not getting what you want, you get control back. And isn't that what we all want when it comes to our emotions? We want control. James is making the point that as long as you think the problem is outside of yourself and that it's somebody else's fault, you'll feel like you get a free pass to act however you want because you can say that you didn't do anything wrong. You can avoid ownership and responsibility. You can look at others and say, they made me do it. They made me act that way. They made me say it. They left me no choice. But James is saying, nope. If you did that thing or said that thing that was angry, mean, or hurtful, it was because it was in you to say it or do it. Of course, there are circumstances that should upset you, like being treated unfairly. But imagine if in the middle of feeling your anger and frustration, you were able to say, part of the problem, not the whole problem, but part of it, is that I'm not getting what I want. Just being willing to say that out loud helps you keep yourself from being controlled by anger and frustration. Owning your part of the problem keeps your anger and frustration from driving you and owning you. And no matter who you are, that's a good thing. Based on what we've talked about today, here's my question for you. What's your relationship with anger? Do you control it, or does it control you? If I were to ask your coach, your mom or dad, step-parents, brother and sister, teammates, classmates, friends, what would they say? Because if your anger is controlling you in any of these relationships, then it's controlling you too much. And the only way to beat it, according to James, is with humility. And humility says, it's not all my fault, but I'm going to own my part of it. And my part of it has to do with me not getting my way when I want to. So when you feel anger, frustration, or whatever you want to call it rising up, when you're in that disagreement with a parent, step-parent, coach, friend, or sibling, ask yourself, what am I not getting that is causing this anger? Because even if you aren't the whole problem, humility means recognizing that you're part of the problem. And when you learn how to recognize that, the emotion of anger begins to lessen its control over you. The good news is that for those of us who are Jesus followers, we follow someone who has led the way in this. Jesus said no to getting his way. In fact, the Apostle Paul wrote about this very thing when he talked about Jesus, who, being in very nature God, did not consider equality with God something to be used to his own advantage. Rather, he made himself nothing by taking the very nature of a servant, being made in human likeness. Jesus had every reason and every right to get his own way, but he didn't. He gave up what he wanted so that we could know how valuable we are in God's sight. Paul starts this passage about Jesus and his humility by saying this: therefore, if you have any encouragement from being united with Christ, if any comfort from his love, if any sharing in the Spirit, if any tenderness and compassion, then make my joy complete by being like-minded, having the same love. Did you catch that? He tells us to be like Christ, and then he tells us what Christ is like: humble, when he had every reason not to be. Jesus surrendered his way when he could have easily fought for it. Following the example of Jesus is how we keep anger from controlling us. Think of it this way: because of Jesus, anger doesn't have to be the boss of you. I really believe following Jesus will make your life better. I really do. Because when you follow him, he will nudge you away from self-centeredness, arrogance, and pride, and move you more towards humility and love for others. And as that happens, you will find that anger no longer has the hold on you that it did before. And less powerful anger is a win for everyone. This week, I want you to begin imagining what life would look like if anger didn't control you. None of us will get this right completely or all the time, but I want to encourage you to talk to someone this week. Maybe it's your pastor, or maybe it's your small group. But talk about some ways that you can take some steps in the right direction. In your personal circumstances, what would it look like for you to choose wisdom and humility over anger? When you're no longer controlled by anger and you choose to show humility and love, it can change everything.
That is such a good word. Thank you so much, Jackie, for letting us spend some time with us today. Thank you so much for giving us that opportunity to think about what our anger does to us. Our anger can create a lot of problems in our world, and we need to act with humility and with grace and with kindness instead of our anger. And because of Jesus, we do not have to let our anger be the boss of us. Because of Jesus, because of what Jesus did in our lives, we don't have to allow that to rule us anymore. And so I'm so thankful for that, and I'm so thankful for you joining us online today. Thank you for coming. I hope and pray that you think about those thoughts this week. Think about, how can I control my anger? How can I not let my anger get the best of me? How can I serve God in my life this week? How can I serve other people in my life without anger affecting it negatively? It's a great thought to think about. Thank you so much for coming today. Thank you for being a part of what we're doing online. Thank you for praying for our youth group and our church. Let's continue to pray that God will give you strength. God will continue to make you grow in this season. That's my prayer this year, is growth. I want to see growth in my life. I want to see growth in your life. I want to see God move. Thank you so much for coming today. God bless you. We'll see you online next week. If you're feeling healthy, we'll see you in person Tuesday night at my house. Thanks for joining us today.